online. 800-441-0419. That's 800-441-0419.
Safe Berks provides 24-hour support services to victims and survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. Our support services include emergency shelter, counseling, and legal and medical advocacy. Community-wide educational programming is also available. Services are free, confidential, and offered in all languages. To request Safe Berks services, call 844-789-7233 or text Safe Berks to 20121. We are here to help.
Affordable FIP.
1 minute.
Berks County at Grandview Speedway. Join us every Saturday night at 7:30 as drivers of the NASCAR Weekly Series duel it out on the hill.
Tickets are $20, students 10 and 15 are only $10.
And kids 9 and under are free. Located just off Route 100 at 43 Passmore Road, Bechtelsville.
10 miles north of Pottstown, 20 miles east of Reading.
Learn more online at grandviewspeedway.com.
Mornings with 30 seconds.
Every weekday morning with me, Mike Keller, and Bob McCool here on WEEU. We'll start your day with a lot of fun, some fantastic prizes, and all the news, weather, traffic, and sports that you need to get up and get moving. Plus, great guests, your phone calls, and so much more. Set your alarm and wake up to all the fun.
Mornings with Mike. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Redner's presents Food for Thought. Your chance to learn nutrition information, how to achieve your lifestyle goals, the types of food to eat, and how to prepare them. Starring Meredith McGrath, registered dietitian and coordinator of the Health Sense program at Redner's, and Chef Tim, executive chef and director of food service at Redner's. The views expressed on Food for Thought are not necessarily those of the staff, management, ownership, or sponsors of 830 AM WEEU. And now, here are your hosts, Meredith and Chef Tim.
All right, I'm going to count down in 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everybody out there in Radio Land and on the internet as well. You're listening to Redner's Food for Thought. I'm going to be your host once again. Looking forward to having some delicious food here in Meredith's Kitchen. I am Andy P. Jeez, I stumbled through that one.
You got it, though.
I'm starving.
You saved it.
Yes, thank you.
It was like a nice glide tumble.
Just slide right into it. Whatever landing you can walk away from. Here we are once again, Meredith McGrath, our wonderful registered dietitian. And, of course, this guy. The guy that cooks the stuff, whatever his name is. Chef Tim.
Chef Tim. I like that. Whatever his name is.
Whoever this dude is who just came. The best part was his entrance.
Oh, yeah?
Like, because I agree that it's much better for you all to walk in undercover than to ring doorbells, ringing doorbells and knocking at people's houses with little ones and dogs and cats and all the above.
Yes.
Is just the avenue to create and instigate chaos. Woo-hoo. So the best part was he walks in and it was like he just belonged here and it didn't really matter. No one actually paid him any attention.
No.
Like the world just kept evolving like, oh, hey,
just
no big
around
deal.
him. Yeah.
You got 3 little girls, got the dog, the husband, Meredith taking care of stuff.
All here,
Very
all
nice.
part of the brand new chaos we call back to school.
Oh my goodness,
right?
That's right, yeah. I tell you, I was driving home from work the other day, running an errand, and I forgot about how many school buses there are. So many school buses.
Isn't that crazy how so many things can shift?
Yeah.
Just as simple as, okay, so maybe you don't have anyone going to school or whatnot, but yet that just changes traffic.
Yeah, right.
And now for me, my pickup has changed. You move from grade to grade and where you park and what door they come out of and the time. And so, hey, it's no big deal. It might be a minute, 2 minutes. In this fast-paced world, a minute and 2 minutes is a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm detailing this for my husband who does the drop-off because at Redner's we start really early.
Yeah.
So, I do the pickup and I was like, oh, I don't know where to park. And he's like, can't you park at the same spot? I'm like, you can't park in the same spot because it's like a quarter of a mile. And
Yeah.
he's like, can't you walk?
Oh.
I'm like, I can, but have you ever seen a 6-year-old walk after school?
Yeah, exactly.
A quarter of a mile. I'd be late for the show because it's like just dragging. Like if it was the longest day, like they were just, there was a whole lot going on.
Yes.
Sounds
Anyway,
like
and you and Chrissy have a new normal.
yeah, it's
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It is.
Not a fan?
Well, my son went to college.
That's right.
So that's it's disheartening because you have him in the house every day,
Aw.
and now
That's
Now-
great to
Miss
hear.
the guy.
Because a lot of dads out there are like, I can't wait for them to get out.
Oh,
It's like,
not
did you
me.
even want to have
Now
children?
Kylie is
I'm
the
the
queen of the
crybaby.
house.
Yeah, there we go.
I am
yeah.
the crybaby, and I love to admit it
Yeah, we love our kids.
because that's
right?
okay.
Yeah.
And then with Kylie, with the drop off in the morning, the line of cars, like, oh my god,
Yeah.
but boy, it moves, man.
It does move
It
because
moves.
people have places to be. So
Yeah.
I was laughing last night because I was doing my bento box.
Ah, yes.
1 out of 3 really wants to bento box every single day. And I'm like, oh, you're killing me. And every now and then you hit it just right. Where my bento box, unfortunately, I didn't strategically purchase this. I just purchased it because it was cute and she'd love it.
Yeah.
But it has this little hole.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not every day do you have a sauce.
Right, yes, yes.
And I'm like, what do I put in this little tiny hole? And yesterday, I nailed it.
Yeah.
And I was so pumped, but that was just like a one-time thing. You can't do it all the time. I will tell you, and for everyone out there listening, we know what's going on at Redner's. We're there almost every single day in some capacity, even though all of our locations carry some unique products.
Yep.
But the other day I was just doing my normal shopping, and I don't usually go down the bakery aisle, so I'm not sure what I was doing, but who knows what I was looking for. Who knows what I was looking for.
right.
And Kodiak, that awesome brand who
Yeah.
has the high-protein waffles, pancakes, etc., they have some new mixes. I'm not really into mixes because you do my own thing or don't do anything at all.
Right.
And it was high-protein chocolate muffin mix. And I'm
Okay.
like, all right, let me get this.
Yeah.
I got that. I got another mix, and then King Arthur. I love King Arthur. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to talk about quality products,
Yeah.
King Arthur flour, but now they
Well, they
had.
call him the king.
That's
right.
right. And I visited up there. It was amazing.
Did you?
Yep, in Vermont.
Oh,
it was so
nice.
cool.
Nice.
But they have mix of the little pretzel rivets. I haven't made those yet, but I purchased it. So there I was. It was like boom, 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 4 items right in my cart. Well, the only thing I've made so far were these high-protein dark chocolate muffins, and I substituted applesauce for the olive oil,
Okay.
and then I put them in the mini pans instead of making big muffins.
Yeah.
So I made 30 mini muffins.
Nice.
They were so good. There are a few left.
Oh, I'm walking around with that.
Yeah, Andy P. I know you'll be over there.
I will.
2 out of 3 kids love them. 2 out of 2 adults. So there's 1. 1 out of 5 wasn't bad.
That's not bad.
Which is interesting because she's my food kid who loves everything. But so this little chocolate muffin perfectly fit in my bento
beautiful.
box. So I was so excited. So it's one of those things where, it kind of gives them a treat without being fully treats.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give them an entire birthday cake or
Yeah,
something. Right.
yeah. So I felt pretty good about that.
Nice.
So, but there are also some great suggestions for bento boxes in the Health Sense magazine.
There you
So
go.
the Health Sense magazine, August and September, is out full effect. It is on our website at rednersmarkets.com. We are pushing them out on social media, and of course, it's available free in store. So these 2 months, we are pushing back to school. Still a little grilling because we never get away from
No,
grilling.
yeah,
Never.
Yep.
And easy weeknight meals, and that's really what our focus is going to be tonight, because if you need easy weeknight meals, you need them now.
Yeah.
So the 3 that we're going to look at are really all in less than 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a little prep today, but we're going to crank these babies out,
All right.
and yeah, they're really, really good.
Looking
So-
forward to it.
So check out the Lunchbox Legends. Some great tips in there. And again, this is also available on our rednersmarkets.com.
That's right. You can look them up right there on the website or stop by the store.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a great addition right here because I used to, but not anymore because Kylie makes her own lunch every day,
Oh,
Yeah.
you're so lucky.
which is so wonderful. Gets me off the hook.
Yeah.
But I was at Collegeville, and they had an end cap that had everything in there for a lunchbox. I mean, everything.
Yeah. Nice.
I was like, wow, this is so beautiful.
It's
I love it.
Pretty awesome. And
It
again,
is.
those pre-cut fruit and pre-cut veg are so critical
Oh, yeah.
to busy families right now. And truthfully, when you look at the prices, it's not like, oh my gosh, it's so much more expensive. I can't
No.
get that. I mean,
I think it's
we
cheaper.
really,
I think it's cheaper.
yeah,
It's
I
very
hesitate to
close.
say that, but I would say it's
Yeah.
really close. And honestly, when you think of some people's knife skills and maybe lack of using, getting the full pepper or the full mango or the full whatever, you really are, I think, getting a much more edible product than you would if you were to do it yourself.
Just the time that it saves to take care of that.
Yeah, if you got to make multiple meals for multiple kids in the morning, it's nice
Yep.
to be able to just pop it in there.
Well, I just completed another cooking class.
Oh, did you?
And, the group, we set up 6 stations throughout, and everybody's always so joyous. And, oh, my goodness, this was so easy. And I was like, yeah, because I spent all afternoon doing the prep work. Right?
Where was that at? If you don't mind asking?
At the Wyomissing Library.
Nice.
Yeah, so we typically have a really nice group that comes out, and some of my favorite recipes, and now granted, they still are very, very easy, but there's something to be said when everything
Easy
is
is
here
easy,
and
and
ready
it's
to
usually
go. But, one thing that we always tell people is keep in mind, we're showcasing recipes, but think about the solution. Think about the method that we're showing you, because if you forget something, if you don't like something, if maybe you can't afford something, maybe it's not in your budget, be able to pivot and use that same concept. So, what we're showcasing today, let's say these meatball sub skewers, if you don't have ground beef, if you don't like ground beef, that's okay. Let's use something else. Maybe it's vegetables, maybe it's ground
Absolutely.
pork, maybe it's ground chicken,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But it's the concept. It's not always the exact ingredients and following these, the directions to a T.
Yeah.
And that was really key in what we tried to drive home. Anytime you and I
Yeah.
go out and cook to people, you are much more liberal than I am. I still try to give people directions.
Oh, okay. They're good to follow.
On a call with Chef today. He has this great idea.
Okay.
Great idea for
I
an
think it's a
upcoming.
good idea.
Yeah.
It is a great
Two
idea.
great. Actually, there were two.
He did for an upcoming promotion. I can't give it away. But very nicely, we had multiple people on the call. I said, Chef, tell me how. How do you do this? And he goes, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Stop there. And he just left us like, okay, but what is 1, 2, 3?
Yeah. He's like, hey, when you're good, you're good.
1, 2, 3.
But you'll see, maybe he will surprise us at Thanksgiving again in November.
Yes.
But Chef does have a tendency. He does make everything look really easy. And then you ask, like, no, this is the best gravy I've ever had in my life. How do I make it?
Yeah. Well,
And
It's
I
so
feel
simple.
gravy is probably one of the hardest parts of Thanksgiving dinner for me. There is it's one of those things where you got to really pay attention to it.
Wait until you taste this gravy,
Oh, I
though.
can't wait.
It really is
It's like,
kind of.
it was like liquid turkey, to be honest with you.
But you
It was that
remember
good.
Yeah.
the smash burgers.
Yes.
How
Oh.
quickly and easily.
Those are so good.
Now, step by step, we went through these smash burgers. Come on.
Yeah.
Our smash burgers still aren't exactly the same.
No.
You know what I'm saying.
No, I couldn't be able
Those
to.
are pretty good, though.
Yes, they
They're
really
good,
enjoyed those.
but it takes a little practice. So there's a little finesse that he may have that
Yeah.
we just don't have.
Well, how much finesse would we need for what we're cooking today?
None.
No, okay, perfect.
Because look at this.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Look at this. I've been up since 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
at the office, at the store, at the quick stop, dropping kids, picking kids up. This is what we got, and we still have dinner yet. We got a kid going to field hockey, just walked out the door right now. No finesse needed. This is reality,
Yeah.
right here, baby.
I love it.
Yeah.
So before we go to
Yeah,
our
what do
first
we-
break, what do we got on the menu?
So, coming up, we have meatball sub skewers, which are great finger food because what I am starting to learn is moving forward, there's not going to be a whole lot sitting down. So sometimes we need things that are portable, edible, but still have that protein,
Yes.
quick and easy. Also, our friends at the Tomato Wellness Council have a free cookbook.
Oh, nice.
And I know you love cookbooks.
Heck yeah.
Well, they're giving all of our people, and really kind of everybody, but we're just going to say Redner's guests. There are 2 free cookbooks available on their website, and really cool stuff. So I picked one from them and their awesome selection. And then also a chicken stir fry, which is going to take us like less than 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Stir fry.
So forget the takeout, which takes longer than 5 minutes, because you
Yeah.
can do it at home.
Yeah, stir fry is wonderful, quick, easy. I am super.
What is this here? This looks delicious.
That's what we're making.
Oh, this one?
We're making
Oh, I'm like
this.
looking at that.
No, I would have you do that. The grilled mango and salmon salad. That's you got to do.
Ooh, that looks
We're
really
not out
good.
at the grill today.
No, but
We're
that
in
looks
the house.
great.
Well, let's-
they all look great.
They do. Let's,
Everything in health sense is excellent.
Yes.
Well,
This one-
I know
this one's
Meredith
gonna be
puts,
fun.
puts all the effort into it. I know that.
That's a tailgate item.
And
too,
we're
just
putting you to work.
FYI. Oh, that's fine. I got to do something here.
You do have to do something.
Let's salivate a little bit over our first commercial break here on Food for Thought. You're listening to 830 WEEU, and you can also catch Food for Thought online. Just go to Facebook.com and look up Redner's Warehouse Markets. You can see all the beautiful food and our beautiful faces. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after a few messages here on Redner's Food for Thought.
Who says eating healthy can't be heavenly? At Smoothie Q, their specialty is delicious smoothies made with the freshest ingredients and flavorful fruits. Founded in Pottstown, Smoothie Q incorporates their years of experience in nutritional wellness to create delectable drinks and fantastic food. Perfect for a quick bite, meat pies with Jamaican beef, chicken, veggie, and spinach, or start your day with a better breakfast with their variety of fruit bowls. Stop by today, 600 Heritage Drive in Pottstown, or their second location in Douglasville, 955 Benjamin Franklin Highway.
If you back in 60, Andy. Deluxe is the place to go. Let the Dennis family's installation experts update your home with beautiful maintenance-free windows and doors. Deluxe is an award-winning generational business with over 75 years of expertise serving all price ranges. Experience their quality in person at their gorgeous showroom at 2101 Penn Avenue in West Lawn, or visit their website, deluxewindowanddoor.com.
Imagine a world where animals and humans coexist.
30, Andy.
Wild animals thrive, habitats are protected, and marginalized communities are empowered. At International Animal Rescue, this is our vision. Our holistic, community-led projects not only rescue animals, but also
right, same
protect
kind of
and
thing. I'll
replenish
count us
precious
down and then you'll pot us up,
creating
right?
a better future for us all.
Sounds good.
Can't do this without you. Show your support now and help keep the wild, wild. Visit internationalanimalrescue.org.
That extra space. All right, Matt, I'm going to count us down. All right. Count down in 3. Hang on a second. Okay, count down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Redner's Food for Thought right here on Newstalk on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and Beyond. Hey, don't forget, we're also online. Go to Facebook and look up Redner's Warehouse Markets, Redner's Markets. That way you can see the food that we're cooking up over here. Back at it again with Meredith McGrath and Chef Tim. We have back to school on our minds because we got to get prepared. You got to send those kids out. There's a lot of lunches you got to make.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just back to school, up and coming.
Yeah.
Next week is September is Family Meals Month.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's definitely time to get back in the kitchen and start cooking.
Okay.
I will tell you that we don't often get out to eat for obvious reasons.
Shocking.
But we recently were on a 3-day vacation. We were out hiking in Colorado to, health, wellness, free the mind, do all this stuff. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
I'm talking like lunches were crazy expensive. And we did some I did some grocery shopping out there to do a little snack prep, a little breakfast, all that. And, but eating out these meals. And every time I just kept thinking to myself, if we had to eat out, if we had our 3 kids with us and there was 5 of us instead of 2 of us, how expensive it would be. So, continuing to thinking about staying on the budget, being able to feed your family reasonably.
Yeah.
is always going to be our goal. And it is possible. It just sometimes takes a little planning and prep. You can't just go through like the wild, wild west and just start picking up anything you see. Grab our ad right here. It comes on Wednesdays, starts on Thursdays. It's also available on our website. Check for specials on social media. Or you could sign up for our e-blast, and that is when you get it even days earlier, so you could really start to do your planning before you head out. Do you always do your shopping on the same day?
No.
So there are lots of people, like you guys out there listening.
No.
Do you always shop on the same day? Do you shop on the same day?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. I've given up like pre-planning like a ton of things, except for like meat, which I'll freeze and then defrost and stuff like that. But on my way home from work, I'll stop at the grocery store to pick up the veg. I always have some starch hanging around, rice, potatoes.
Oh, so you're an everyday shopper.
I'm an everyday
You're one
shopper.
of those people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little too much.
That's too much. I mean, we're there. We're there.
Yeah.
But we're not. Isn't that funny that we're there every day and it's still like, nah, I can't be bothered with this. I can't be bothered even with the self checkout.
Right.
Can't be bothered with that stuff.
How long were you in Colorado? I'm sorry, I have to go back to that because I love the pictures.
3 days. And
3 days. That's a quick 3 days for Colorado.
Yeah.
It was. And so we hiked Pikes Peak.
Oh, wow.
Which required a lot of endurance. The altitude was quite humbling. And as I was sharing with my cooking class the other day, we're always talking about mindful eating and being aware of your hunger cues and, fuel your body, best of your ability, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not until you are 13,000 feet above sea level, gasping for air and still having to hike another 1,000 feet and, another mile where you're like, I'm so hungry. Like, I actually need to fuel. So I ripped out my sandwich. I mean, we're seriously like feet away. It was like 0.8 mile. And I was so hungry still. I mean, I just burned everything off. So I ripped out my turkey club and took 4 quick bites. And then popped in a couple Sour Patch Kids and just marched. And it was a slow march. It was a really slow march, but it was cool. But that's just a perfect example. And, I'm describing to the class that that's not normal. That's not your everyday of having to fuel your body to such extremes. But maybe that is something, how we really need to think about it is really being aware and, not having access to food all the time.
Did you pre-plan? Like did you like I hate to say get in shape for it.
God, yeah.
Train. Did you train for this?
We did
or
not.
Or you just like, let's go do this?
Yeah. We are relatively active. So that helps. I wouldn't recommend it if you aren't relatively active.
Noted.
There weren't many people out on the trails, put it that way, on that particular trail. In other trails that we hiked, the next day for our recovery, we saw many more people. But this was definitely.
That's awesome.
So it was really cool. So, and again, a lot of learning and just the health and wellness and the chance to disconnect. And not pay attention to your phone.
Correct.
Do all that stuff was really cool. So I encourage people to do that more often.
Did you camp?
No, we're not that.
No, we're not doing.
We did it in one day.
I'm not doing that.
We beat ourselves up with one day. There are people who did that, but that involves more, and then I'd have to pack more.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So this was my first time I ever used one of those Camelbacks. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the water where you have a straw and you could just keep drinking. And I'm like, I almost want to do that for every day.
For every day,
living.
just to have it
well,
on
because you think about it, you carry these ridiculously heavy, big water bottles around.
Oh, yeah.
And I go through the entire day and I don't drink out of it. And I'm like, ooh, like right now I'm thinking, I'm thirsty.
Just to have a
I
straw
need that over
right
there.
on you.
But with that, you have your backpack on you, and you just grab the straw. I would drink all day long.
That would be the next thing. Bring it around. Be the trendsetter.
Maybe I should do that.
Take that to an Eagles game. What do you think?
Well, now Chef does not always, just because he has a water bottle like he has tonight, does not mean that he is drinking water. I have water in mine.
It's chocolate milk.
Chef his location is right next to a Quick Stop, so I question what he has in his, but. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on right to our meat meatball sub skewers. Again, all of these recipes are in the Redner's Health Sense magazine, August and September edition, available free in all of our stores and at rednersmarkets.com. So, very simply, earlier today, I did prep the meatballs, which simply ground beef, egg, breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and shape them into meatballs.
Yeah, they're little guys, too.
These are really little. So I actually started with my normal melon baller that I do my cookies with, and I thought they were a little big. I would say they were about 1 inch. But I wanted to take it down a notch. So I used my smaller melon baller, and it still only took me about 5 minutes. But if you have kids or extra hands in the house, I'm sure people would love to do this. But this was a really quick and easy prep to do. And now we're all on Easy Street. So as you can see, Chef already rolled out the prepared pizza crust.
Okay.
You know, just your standard run-of-the-mill.
Yeah, this is the one that came in the tube also, so it's all rolled
If
out.
you want to be an overachiever, go for it. But we are not here to set any kind of records.
No.
We are here to get food on the table quick. So, to me, this is always something that I love to have on hand. Grab it when it goes on sale. Grab it when there's a coupon. It does last for, a decent amount of time in the refrigerator. And the different meals that you can make with these items are pretty incredible.
It's great.
Just check out their website. They have some really great meal inspirations. So Chef is going to start threading these little tiny meatballs
All right, so
that a labor of love rolled earlier.
Chef is taking the pizza dough that he rolled out, and he just made a nice thin cut over there, and now he is weaving the meatballs in between, this kind of in an S style. Serpentine!
Oh, look
those
at
meatballs.
you.
I know some words. Got to put that college degree to good use. All right.
So, and again, you see why I had him do this.
Yeah, because he makes everything
Because
so
it's
pretty.
that finesse.
Yeah.
He has this finesse. So
I don't know about that.
we
No,
are
you're
going
good.
to, we have the wooden skewer now going through the mini meatballs.
Yep. Just up
This,
a line. Whoop.
I will say meatballs are a fan favorite in my household. All the kids love them. They take them for lunch. It is just, again, quick, easy protein. If you so choose, a little bit later in the last or the next recipe, I'm going to do that looks perfect.
That's great.
Yep. So you could pop it right on the parchment sheet on the cooking
Tray. Yep.
Cooking tray.
Look how easy I did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're putting that there, and we're going to, I assume, cook this in the oven for
Yep.
how long do they go in?
So I have the oven set at 350. What's
Okay.
up?
Is
Standard.
that like a half inch? You think? Is that good?
Oh, the strips? About
That's
a,
about almost a full inch, isn't it? Isn't your thumb an inch?
I don't know, 3/4 inch.
Do we really have to measure this? He's getting quite exact here. I don't know.
about this
Oh yeah, how about that? I was looking for a ruler, but boy, we're getting really exact.
Yeah, we're getting exact around here.
No, it's not quite your thumb. An inch.
An inch.
An inch wide is
Yeah.
how Chef is preparing the pizza dough to kind of roll up over these mini meatballs. Boy, they definitely look a lot better than I expected. I was worried they'd be too
You
small.
always say that. Every show that we do, you're like, oh, wow, this is so much. You made it. You put it together. You know
I
it's
don't
good.
always care so much about what it looks like. I want it to taste good. I want it to be cooked safely. I want my kids to love it. And other than that, it doesn't have... Chef, which is good, because if he didn't care what things look like, we'd really be in trouble. But
Yeah.
you do, right?
And so these will cook up, and I guess
Guarantee
the...
when I get to the end one, it's going to be completely different.
No, I don't
sure.
think so. No, Chef's worried that his quality, his picturesqueness is going to look down.
He holds himself to a higher standard
Now,
than you
this one
do.
has 6 meatballs on, so whoever gets that one is going to be a little bit happier.
Oh, my
But
gosh.
getting back to the trend to blend, I actually do have some mushrooms on hand, and you know how I love to finely dice the mushrooms and mix them with the ground beef. This is certainly one of those really great opportunities to do that as well. So meatballs, meatloaf, ground beef meat sauce, any of the tacos, those are really great opportunities to do half ground beef and half mushrooms. You're getting that umami. You are decreasing the amount of of meat, which, in turn helps kind of save money, saves calories, saves fat. So there's win-wins across the board, or of course getting more vegetables, which is always a wonderful thing to do. We miss our friend Dave from Giorgio.
Oh yeah,
we got to get him back.
Yeah,
wasn't that cool?
I had one of the logs that was growing all the mushrooms. Yeah. I had that for a good while, and I got a couple of good mushrooms off of it. But I definitely could not take care of it long enough.
I know,
not capable.
Dave,
can we have him back?
Yeah,
we do need to have Dave back. So Dave from Giorgio Mushrooms in our backyard, we need you back, and we will certainly have him back because. It's funny because I feel when you talk about mushrooms, it's a love-hate, and you have some people who are like, I love mushrooms, and then you have the, I hate mushrooms.
Yeah, people are really icky about the texture sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta cook. Mushrooms are, especially for ground beef and stuff like this, they're a great alternative that like you said, you can save up on the amount of meat that you use, and they do have a similar consistency, and they cook very similarly as well.
The affordability, too, when you think about it. Right now,
we got them right here in our backyard. Yeah. They grow right here.
2 for $4, and what they add, and let's not forget, as a registered dietitian, adding that natural source of vitamin D is very exciting. So definitely something great here. So Chef is continuing. He is on the 3rd skewer. So again, we are going to just continue to thread the meatball, alternate between the meatball and the prepared pizza crust. At the end, we are going to spray with a little cooking oil.
Okay.
So Andy, can you reach that? Because if I do, I'm going to probably make a mess of some sort. So, Chef, have you seen this?
What is this
Not
cooking
to
oil?
distract you. So I have been into using avocado oil lately, which I've been very pleased with. I've been pleased with the results.
Yeah.
And, it's coming down a little bit more in price because in previous years, it was kind of way outpacing some of the other oils that you would typically use.
Right.
However, I saw this, and because I needed to get some spray oil specifically for this, and so it's 100% pure avocado oil spray. So we're going to give this a try.
Yeah, let's give it a try. And it even says on this bottle right here that it has a 500-degree Fahrenheit smoke point, which means you can really crank the oven up before you have to worry about the oil burning. So
absolutely.
That's nice to know because not every oil is made the same.
Exactly. So, this is something that you could use, bake, grill, air fry, saute, and roast.
Beautiful.
Turn up the heat. When you cook at high temperatures, you lock in the flavor. Our avocado oil can take the heat up to 500 degrees. So I am very excited to use this. Price point was roughly $6, which again is pretty much in line with other products of the same stature.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so we're gonna spray these down.
Yep. So we are going to spray these, get them in the oven at 350 degrees.
Okay.
The recipe calls for close to 20-ish minutes. However, these meatballs are a tad bit smaller. So we're going to be checking them probably around the 15-minute mark, and we're going to do a flip, do another spritz, and then also a sprinkle of mozzarella. So I am thinking we will be eating these babies in the next 20-25 minutes, and Andy P. is going to be super happy.
Yes, I am. I'm looking forward
Dip
to it.
in a little bit of pizza sauce.
Yeah. Yes, that's so cool. All right, we got plate number 1 going in the oven real soon. We'll get up to plate number 2 and find out what else we got going on here at Redner's Food for Thought. That's what you're listening to, and hey, if you're tuning in on the internet, that's great too. You can see all the great food that we got going on. Go to Facebook.com, look up Redner's Markets, and see the live feed that's happening. We got to take a quick break. We'll be back after a few messages here on Redner's Food for Thought.
Stop what you're doing and listen to this. Your God-given freedoms are up for the taking. Minute 30, Andy. Are the same people who've sworn to defend your freedom. They think they can control the media, hide the truth, and force their delusions onto your family. You know what they can't take away? Self-reliance, peace of mind. Got water filtration? You should. A charged solar generator? You better. Emergency food on your shelf? Get it now from My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply is the most trusted name in survival, and for damn good reason, too. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now and save $200 on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. It delivers over 2,000 calories per day, plus sealed inside practically unpierceable packaging. It lasts up to 25 years. Oh, and did I mention it's delicious? Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and save $200 per kit. Includes fast and free shipping. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
The voice of Berks and Beyond. 830 WEEU Reading.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset?
30 seconds, Andy.
I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at AbacusPays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at AbacusPays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
Yeah. We're at 6:08 right now. Roughly 10 minutes past. So we got a whole half hour, basically. All right, Matt, going to count us down in just a second. All right, Matt, I'm going to count us down in 3, 2, 1. Good evening, folks. Welcome back into Redner's Food for Thought, right here on 830 WEEU. Also online, make sure you go to Facebook.com and look up Redner's Warehouse Markets, Redner's Markets, and you can see all the delicious food that we got cooking. Right now in the oven, we have our meatball skewers, which are woven between pizza dough, and then we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on it. Yes.
I'm so excited you get over the cheese.
How can you not?
I know.
Cheese is one of the greatest accidents that we must have had. Somebody left the milk out for too long, and they were like, "I think you could still eat this."
Talk about accidents. Yesterday during this cooking class, one of the recipes that I teach is the zucchini boats stuffed with chicken, basically chicken parmesan, in the air fryer.
Yeah.
And we do that with peppers and quinoa and any. You could stuff any kind of vegetable with anything, throw it in the air fryer, and it's a really great meal.
Yep.
So these folks, they did a great job. The zucchini looked beautiful. The insides were scooped out. It was nice and flavored, and they're making the chicken parmesan. And I walked over at one point, and they're laughing, and I'm like, "What happened?" And they're like, "Well, we accidentally dumped the whole bag of cheese." I'm like, "Oh." And so it was super delicious because these little zucchini boats had an entire bag of beautiful mozzarella cheese in it. Everyone loved it. Awesome. But maybe a little less cheese.
I was about to say, just try to offset the health benefits of the zucchini by as much as you can.
That takes me back to this memory that will never go out of my mind. Chef, you know where I'm going with this. Live TV. We're doing a heart health cooking segment. I have everything lined up perfectly. Come on, chef, be my hands, be my vision. And he was to come up with a dessert.
Yeah.
I see this big stick of butter just come out on live TV, and I'm like, oh, how am I going to twist this one? Because it wasn't like, oh, here's my stick of butter. I'm using a tablespoon. The recipe calls for, 8, but we're going to reduce it. We're going to modify it. We're going to use 1. There goes the stick.
Yeah.
The whole stick.
Is that why I wasn't invited back?
Kind of.
Butter is better.
So we had to twist it to the moderation and the serving size as to no, we can't eat this whole thing. But anyway, so sometimes you just put a little extra of the love on there. Right? All right. So we are moving on to recipe number 2, and chef, we are going to send.
What is this?
Well. So again, our friends from the Tomato Wellness Council. Really great folks, do a lot of good work. When you think about, first of all, people love tomatoes, period. Mm-hmm. And then you think about all the products that come from these fresh tomatoes. Salsa, tomato sauce, pasta sauce.
Even.
It's
there too.
Ketchup, canned tomatoes. Most of my pantry is filled with diced tomatoes of so many different varieties because I use them all. Basically, starting next month, it is constant. Almost every single day am I using some type of tomato product.
Yeah.
Because, when we think about the vitamins and the minerals and the lycopene, the vitamin C, everything that is contributed from, these food products is pretty incredible.
Yeah. And they taste great.
They taste great. And believe it or not, because you have these fresh tomatoes in the field, they are cooked so quickly and canned, our body actually uses that lycopene. It's better absorbed.
Oh, good.
So that is a great example how, a different form of a product actually provides more nutrition, which is pretty interesting. So you can check out many of these facts and many more things at tomatowellness.com. But what's even cooler is they have 2 really awesome cookbooks. And one that we have here in our Redner's Health Sense magazine is the Easy Family Meals. It is filled with, I believe, 20 plus recipes, all focused on affordability, variety, and just easy. And you're going to see, because we're going to do the veggie-loaded American goulash here today.
Great.
This one really spoke to me because it had some of my favorite items, and of course it was really quick and easy. But in the Redner's Health Sense magazine, you could scan the QR code, and that will take you directly to that free download for the Tomato Wellness
the recipe?
cookbook.
Yeah.
The cookbook. The
whole
entire cookbook with
That's
all
awesome.
of those recipes. Yeah, so it's free. So again, Easy Family Meals. The QR code is here in the Redner's Health Sense magazine. So, Chef.
Perfect.
Let's get going.
Let's roll.
So, step 1 was to cook the pasta. Don't worry, I got you here. I already did it. But another new item. I must have had a lot of free time on my hands the other day because I was browsing.
In between climbing mountains.
I was browsing and I found this new product, and truthfully, I can't even say how old it is, if it's brand new, if it's been out for 3 months, 6 months, but it is called Good Wheat. One simple ingredient. And so they had a couple different versions of pasta.
Yeah.
But it's a high fiber pasta, 4 times
good.
the amount of fiber of regular wheat pasta.
Nice.
So this particular one per serving, 9 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool, and it is a trademarked process for the wheat.
Yeah.
So I have already tried, I believe, the regular spaghetti. Great texture, great taste to it. The price is right, and so I thought I would use the elbows today for our dish.
Yeah,
So
that's really great because even if you're maybe not so confident to make a really amazing pasta recipe and you don't include meat in it, this has more protein in it, so you're still able to get your protein. So if you're just doing pasta and regular tomato sauce, it's still better for you.
yeah, yes, and again, the price. Sometimes some of these new items, the price is a little bit higher.
Yeah, right.
So I'm happy to see the affordability of some of these. So I already have these elbows here cooked. So, Chef, the next thing that we are going to do, you could use a little bit of my avocado there in the pan.
Okay.
Not that I need to tell you this, but we're going to saute a little. I do have to tell him. A little bit of the diced onion, maybe about a third of that container.
And once again, the onion's already diced.
The diced onions. So I have to share this with you.
Okay.
The other day, actually, maybe it was for the cooking class or some other thing. I needed diced onions from Redner's. I don't know if I hit it right, hit it wrong, but they didn't have only diced onion. They had diced onion and diced pepper mix. They had diced onion and diced celery mix, and I just didn't need that. I only needed diced onions. So I had this conversation with myself, and I said, just buy an onion. Take it home.
Take it home.
Dice it.
Yeah.
Do you see where that onion is?
Yeah. It's all
So I had to buy 2. So there's one onion still over here. But I have one. I did buy one of those big choppers.
Yeah.
That you put it on and then you press it down and it all comes
chops
through.
It out for you.
Oh my gosh! I had to it was not easy at all.
For this
I had to first. Well, I did half an onion, so that was ridiculous. I put my whole body on top of this thing and I'm pushing it down. Finally, it broke through, and then for the next one, I only did a quarter of the onion, but it was diced beautifully.
Yeah. There you go.
Just a little tidbit. If you do slices and put them in, sorry.
Well, just
Thank you. Thank you, voice of reason. This is why we love to have Chef Tim here, just to remind me.
He's very rarely the voice of reason, though.
He is, but I've also had this chopper sitting in my cabinet
Gotta
for like
use it.
months, and I've never used
Give
it.
it a shot.
And you could spiralize and do all kind of things. So
Sure.
maybe next month we'll do that. Although you said you're doing something, I can't remember what. He has something next month.
So we're sautéing the onions in the pan with a little bit of
Sauteing the
oil.
onions, you can add in a little bit of the garlic,
Oh,
3
yes.
cloves of garlic.
We got the minced garlic. By the way,
And I
you can
need
add 6
some of that
cloves
garlic for the next
or
one
20.
too, so don't use it all on me.
There's never
Thank
such
you.
thing as too much garlic.
No, I was
Never.
thinking about that when I was getting out the cloves. I'm like, ooh, Andy and I, we like lots of garlic.
Pile it on. And it's very good for you.
So, and you know what we can also do? I'm going to have you do double time here because this is how these recipes have to get done.
All right.
That ground beef here, you could start to brown the ground beef. If you want to season it with a little bit of seasoning, you can do that as well. You want it up?
So what makes goulash, by the way? What is like the difference? Seems like there's a lot more involved here than your typical regular tomato sauce. There's a lot of things going on
You
in
know
there.
what? We might have to look this up.
Yeah, because I'm just seeing...
Because I think goulash means different things to different people, and I don't know if it just means like a one pot, but like, so we ate goulash growing up,
Yeah.
and I think, did ours have meat in it?
There's a
so
fair-
we also had a halushki. Now halushki is just the noodles, the onion, the butter.
Yeah.
That's about it. But it's so stinking good. And what was our goulash? Our goulash was, I guess, something similar
Well,
to this,
I'm
but not as many vegetables.
Yeah, I'm asking because it seems like there's going to be more vegetables
Yeah.
in this
Well, that's why it's called the veggie loaded American goulash.
one. Yum, yum.
Right? So Chef Tim now on the stove he is browning the ground beef, sauteing onions and garlic. Now you could add in the yellow squash and the broccoli. So we are working on our veggies.
Yeah. One of the things that I used to be so worried about undercooking vegetables. That's actually not a bad thing.
No.
I like to have a little bit of crunch with the veggies.
Yeah.
And also, since we're going to be adding sauce and everything, they're going to get that moisture.
They're going to get a little bit cooked.
Yeah.
Now, the other piece of this recipe does just call for sliced mushrooms.
Okay.
For our sake, well, not for yours because you like sliced mushrooms, right, Andy P?
Yeah, oh, sure.
Well, I like the diced mushrooms.
Gotta have little bits.
Yeah, so I am going to dice these babies for us.
Okay.
Maybe not.
And this is an opportunity for you, if you have out there that food processor that you keep forgetting that you have, you could use it if you want to.
Oh, you got to use the food processor.
Yeah.
Do you not use one, Andy?
Oh, I don't. I use one for a couple of recipes specifically, so that this way I justify receiving it for Christmas. I have to.
That and a crock pot, right?
Yeah, right. Oh boy. Well,
I
we've
gotta
got.
use a little. Not cooperating with me here.
Come on, food processor.
I know, right?
You have one job.
Oh, I thought I had it all on too. How's it? Oh, your meat. You are actually almost ready for me
Okay,
too.
good. So chef has got the meat getting browned up really nicely, and we are sautéing the vegetables, the garlic, and the onions in there.
There we
and
go.
I got the food processor working. Come on, come on.
Who says I don't have finesse?
Now we got those mushrooms, which were sliced. Now they're diced.
If I didn't have a microphone on me, I may have been saying some other words. But again, the wonderful things about a food processor and mushrooms. Sorry, Dave from Giorgio, but I really, really love the Trenta blend. And the Trenta blend is getting these mushrooms down to this diced state and mixing them in with any type of ground product.
Sure.
Where they are hardly recognizable, but
Right.
you still get the flavor,
Yeah.
you get the convenience, you get the vitamin D, and all the additional nutrition. So, and the umami. Let's not forget.
Yes,
the
let's not forget that savory.
So
flavor.
I am going to dump these right in on the ground beef.
It's
So
going to
now
mix right in there.
Yeah.
It's also going to absorb all the juices
he's
from the
making
beef.
sure we don't miss any of those mushrooms.
Speaking of making sure we don't miss the mark, what anything else that you want to say about this particular dish before we get ready for our last
I don't think so. We are close to finishing up. We have the noodles already prepared. The beef is nice and brown, getting mixed with the diced mushrooms. The broccoli, yellow squash, onions, and garlic are on their way to finalizing.
Okay.
So we are going to conclude that probably over break just by
Yes.
adding our diced tomatoes, and our vegetable juice.
Excellent.
And that goulash is going to be ready.
Cool. We got the meatball skewers and we got the goulash. Next up, what will be the last thing?
The noodle stir fry with chicken.
Sounds good. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back after a couple messages here on Redner's Food for Thought. Don't forget to go online to Facebook.com and look up Redner's Markets. Check out what we got cooking over here, or just continue to listen on this wonderful radio station. That would be 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. Let's take a break. We'll see you guys in a few.
Seems like there's more identity theft in the news every day.
Another major healthcare breach.
Minute 30, Andy.
Now, 1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity.
That's because there are endless places that could accidentally expose you to identity theft, in a breach, or simply by mistake. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
When it comes to addiction, every second counts. Today, there's hope. Berks County residents have access to free Narcan and safe, affordable options for drug and alcohol treatment. Order an opioid overdose reversal kit. Find treatment. Or learn more by visiting the Council on Chemical Abuse website, cocaberks.org/hope. That's COCA berks.org/hope for more information. Or call 610-376-8669 to learn more. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Attention! If you owe money...
1 minute, Andy.
This is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out, because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We will come back in just a second. All right. I'm going to count us down. 3, 2, 1. Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Redner's Food for Thought, the home stretch here on 830 WEEU. We got the meatball skewers, which I saw them pop out for a second. We gave them a little bit of a...
Chef said crank up the oven.
Crank it up. And that's the thing about cooking, too. Don't be afraid to mess with the variables.
You know,
baking, not so much, but cooking, yes.
If Chef Tim wasn't here and I turned that up to 400 degrees, the fire alarm would be going off. They would be flaming. But all of a sudden, he gives this good grace and is like, nah, go ahead, turn them up.
There you go.
Isn't that annoying?
Well, he's got the hat, so he knows what he's doing.
So we're going to flip them and then add the cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're just...
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That.
They are beautiful.
Nice job.
I didn't do anything besides stand and bark out orders, but they are looking really yummy. That's cool.
So they're...
Right?
Yeah,
meatball sub skewer.
Oh, yes, let's not forget...
Your call. You're the chef.
Well,
Go ahead.
Chef,
go for it. We have a couple minutes yet.
Yeah.
We have like 6 minutes. Okay, so that's recipe number 1. Those are meatball sub skewers. Again, all these recipes are in the Redner's Health Sense magazine. August and September, so check us out at rednersmarkets.com. Our second recipe is finishing up right now, which is our veggie loaded American goulash. So that is our whole grain elbow pasta, garlic, onion, yellow squash, mushrooms, basil, oregano, salt, pepper, blah, 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 our lovely ground beef, a little bit of broccoli that I forgot in there, and Chef just mixed kind of everything together, and also adding our low sodium vegetable juice and of course our can of diced tomatoes, because this recipe is brought to us from our friends at the Tomato Wellness Council. So again, in the Redner's Health Sense magazine, there is a lovely outline of how good all of these tomato products are for your health and how to incorporate them into your everyday meals. And then there's a QR code that will take you directly to a free download of a cookbook for family meals that are quick, easy, and affordable. So check that out. Do not miss that download. This recipe, along with a few others, are in there, which is really great. And our last recipe is the hoisin noodle stir fry with chicken. This is going to take us like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I am going to get that baby started over here. Chef is putting our cheese on the meatball skewers.
Yes, more cheese.
Yes. So my shortcut here with the noodle stir fry is, of course, Redner's rotisserie chicken.
There you go. You got it right there.
Because why use raw chicken breast on the stove when you could get the rotisserie chicken breast? So I am going to just get that here ready on the stove to start heating it up, and then I'm going to be making the sauce.
Nice.
So the sauce is a 1/3 cup of hoisin sauce.
Okay.
Which is very easy to find in the Asian section
Okay.
at your local Redner's markets.
Great flavor, too.
So I have 1/3 cup of hoisin sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Andy, do you have this on hand at your house?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, I'm
I
glad
have
to hear that.
rice vinegar and apple cider vinegar. Always have them.
Rice vinegar. I know. I have so many back, like in my storage in my pantry.
They're great.
Because you need them for so many recipes, and if you don't have them, it's really a downer. That's for sure.
They're handy.
They are handy to have. So I have my 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, and that is honestly that is it. That is our sauce.
Oh,
isn't that quick and easy?
Yeah, that was easy.
So I am going to, Chef. Do you want to finish whisking this for me?
Because this is like a lot of my favorite flavors.
Let's go.
All over.
Do you have any of that garlic left over? Yes. Can you put the garlic in there?
Like a villain. Yes. More garlic.
Give us that garlic. So again, the sauce is the hoisin, the vinegar, the rice vinegar, sesame oil, garlic, and then 1/2 cup of water.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Yeah, a little bit of water. A little bit.
1/2 cup, just like that, Chef, right? That's your kind of 1/2 cup. And we have the rotisserie chicken heating up on the stove.
There, my dad always gets that, so it's really good.
So you could add the sauce right to the chicken. This is where I start to stand back and I just continue to bark those orders.
Do it. That's their job. And you just you're cooking the chicken in a pan on the stove there, and just put the sauce right in
So really, we just put the sauce on the chicken that's already cooked, and then we are going to add in our broccoli sauce, or broccoli slaw.
Slaw, oh.
So I couldn't exactly find a pre-made broccoli slaw.
Oh.
So I really just used a little green cabbage, a little red cabbage, some shredded carrots, and broccoli. That's what I
of course,
used.
yes.
Yes, broccoli.
What
So
makes
Chef,
it
you
broccoli?
could add that right here to our chicken mixture. I feel like we're really making him hustle.
Yeah. Well,
Things were so calm and
I'm
relaxed,
hungry.
and now we're kind of like, we got this. Did you say 39 or 33?
39. So we got some time.
8 minutes.
Yeah.
We got this.
We got this.
We got 3 family meals getting pumped out here in the next 8 minutes.
Really, and we were going at a pretty slow pace there too.
Yeah,
so
we're
for those of you out there that are
telling
thinking,
stories, holding hands, hugging.
right. So you can do it too.
Yeah.
You can do it too. Great, and it's great. And once again, since we have the rotisserie chicken, and it's already cooked, so you don't have to worry about cooking it up all the way, heating it up with the sauce.
And that's something that I do last minute. If I'm in a pinch and need that chicken, I will grab the rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, same.
I may take a couple bites while I'm shredding it and cutting it. But if I am planning ahead of time, like I typically do, I do use my boneless, skinless chicken breast, the family pack at Redner's.
Okay.
I bring it home, get it nice and trimmed, throw it in that crock pot at night. 8 hours later, it is ready to go. I may take 1 or 2 breasts out and leave them as is, and then the rest I shred.
Right.
Have you used the hand mixer method yet?
The hand mixer method, like the stand.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The stand?
Like the hand mixer.
Oh, that thing.
So I used to take my 2 forks and shred my meat.
That's my method.
Oh, get out your hand mixer with your little beaters on, and you kind of just pulse. But the chicken is so tender and so moist that, and you do have to be careful because you can't go in there, go crazy with it because it does get a little mushy.
Yeah.
But you can just go in there, pulse, and it is perfectly shredded.
All right.
So give it a try.
There you go.
Okay, but that is my new method. Chef, how is everything looking over here?
Excellent.
It does, and it smells really good. This stir fry.
I'm very hungry. It's making me hungry.
I know, we don't typically make you wait this long.
No.
Right?
I'm just saying it smells fantastic in here, and I forgot that I was hungry,
So
and the food came out.
With the stir fry, we're really just looking to get those veggies a little tender, and the linguine is already cooked, so we can add the linguine in, which I will help Chef with this because he's going to check on our meatball skewers.
Awesome.
Oh, you want to get some of the pizza sauce? You want to pour a little pizza sauce? We'll do a little pizza sauce, and then we could sprinkle the parsley.
Okay, so in the skillet with the chicken and the broccoli slaw that we made, we're just going to pop the linguine right in there with it, mix it up in there.
He would be so mad at me if he had to do this right now because the pasta is sticking together.
Do you ever put a little bit of olive oil or something in there to
Well,
separate it?
hold on, we're going to defer to the expert because they say the sauce slides off then, and you don't want to put the olive oil.
So,
Chef, is that correct?
Chef, do you put a little bit of the olive oil on the pasta to avoid the stickiness, or do you want to be careful so that it's not too oily? Because then the sauce slides off of it.
Give us your tip.
Yeah.
Doesn't that parsley look great?
It does look
I know.
great.
I would just run that under a little water, just kind of like loosen it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
And then
it's not like it's not.
But I have no problem putting oil on the pasta.
Okay.
Forward before music, Andy.
All right. There you go. Wow, these meatball skewers look incredible.
We are approaching the end of everything.
I can't wait. I want to have this.
Doesn't it look good?
This is an extremely
And so what I love,
bunch of food.
so my husband loves Chinese takeout.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it. I don't love it like he loves it.
Same. What up?
But you never feel good after eating it, right? Like it tastes good going in.
And you're always hungry after.
But you're like, gosh, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
This nice, fresh, prepared, you are in control of all your ingredients. You should see how beautiful it looks. It doesn't look oily, greasy, just dripping in sauce.
Nope. Yeah, exactly.
Nice, fresh.
You have your I understand what you're saying. Yeah, this isn't like takeout. This is a lot more fresh. Good looking. Oh, this is awesome. We got a meal. We have
All
several
right,
meals.
here we go. We
Okay.
are starting to taste test
Yes.
before we lose our minutes here.
Okay.
So, no, that's good.
Okay. Wow, look at that. Grab one of these skewers over here. Yoink.
I'm going to get a little spoon for the... Boy, do we ever get time to, like, hang out and enjoy
and
our
actually
food?
eat the food? No.
I mean, well, we always eat the food. We just
Well,
may not have lots of time
have
to
it on, all the way
relax
on the
and
air.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna spoon some of the pizza sauce on top there. Get a nice little line going
right.
across there. Okay, do I eat the stick or no? Well, okay, all right, I won't eat the stick.
Please
this
don't.
time.
We should have had him, like, sign a waiver before that.
It's got fiber. Okay. Oh wait, hang on.
You
Pop
got
it
it?
off. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it off with the fork.
So I love the...
Chef is very impressed with the recipes that we've made today.
I am, and this is why I love Health Sense so much, because they're just unique, really easy, simple, but so good. They're
Good job.
really good.
Good job on your meatballs.
Everyone's the best.
No, this is a really good mix. I'm going to need to steal your meatball recipe.
So, I love things on a stick because they're so convenient, but I hate things on a stick because
I eat this thing.
I'm very particular about how I eat things,
Right.
and I don't know how to. I guess like this, right? And maybe I should just be eating on camera.
All right, I'm going to have a pinch of the stir fry over here, which had the hoisin sauce and the broccoli slaw and the noodles, which are not sticking together now, which Chef was correct.
You hear all the chewing in your
I
ear.
know, right? Sorry, everybody.
I feel bad. I'm trying to chew quietly.
It can't
But
be avoided.
okay, I'm going in for the stir fry. Normally we do this like orderly.
Yeah, well, this
No.
is a lot better than the Chinese takeout. Let me tell you, I cannot stand some of the. Well, you gotta take your pick, right? But this is really good. This is This was super duper easy to put together. Once again, we used a rotisserie chicken. It was already cooked beforehand, and then popped in some noodles in there. Like literally.
Did you get some good pieces of broccoli?
Oh yeah, that's a good
Because
one.
I feel like I love how the broccoli really absorbs the sauce.
Oh yeah.
That is actually my favorite.
Well,
broccoli in like Asian cuisines because of how it absorbs those flavors and
Exactly.
really tenderizes the broccoli. Because I'm also broccoli obsessed.
And then finally, the goulash. I'm gonna walk over to the goulash and see how that is. I bet it tastes good. It probably tastes good.
And again, these recipes are outlined here in the health sense.
Music's gonna start soon.
All right.
But you can add a little bit more sauce if you like. You could add a little less noodles if you like. You could really make, if you want to use some different vegetables, if you want to do a different protein, if you want to use shrimp instead of chicken, you can do that. So really, all of the adaptations are up to you. These are just guidelines. These are just systems and solutions for you to get the food quickly as possible to the table.
This is fantastic. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you,
This is some
Chef
great
Tim.
stuff, man.
We are going to enjoy this delicious food, and then in the meantime, you folks out there listening to
Is that it?
WEEU,
Are we done
that's it.
already?
We're done, baby.
That goulash is so good.
You're going to enjoy Phillies baseball coming up next. So once
Let's go
again, Go Phils. Tune in next month for another edition of Redner's Food for Thought. Looking forward to what we're cooking up next.
One quick thing. Happy birthday, Meredith.
Oh, yeah!
September 1. Is that right?
September 1st.
All right.
You got it.
Made it
Happy
around.
birthday.
Made it around some again.
Thank goodness.
Flood Redner's website with Happy Birthday, Meredith.
Please
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
Take
I'll be
care.
eating cake.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next month.
Voice of Berks and Beyond. This is a WEEU sports presentation.